Good morning. You're from FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kim Parr. I'm at the CCA Global meeting in Nashville, and I'm with Cathy Buchanan with Independent Carpet, One Floor and Home in Westland, Michigan. Cathy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Kim. It's always good to see you. This time I got to sit with you at General Session, so it was nice.
That's right, and I love doing it because I could say, what do you think of that?
You can see my eyes rolling, right?
Well, we did hear some bad news today. We did hear that according to ITR, that you can't argue with the point that we've had 2 negative quarters of GDP, and so now they are finally saying that yes, I mean, it may be technically not like a normal one, but they say we're in a recession, right?
Yeah, I think he described it 3 different ways. It's not a recession. We have a double rainbow while we're interviewing Kemp, so it's pretty cool. It's a recession if you want to listen to the news reporters. That's my take on it. And so I tell my staff, I says, you know what? We have to stop listening to media. Recessions happen. They come and they go. It's like a cleanse of our economy, and we're going to be okay. We're just taking it as it's a slow time because it's summer. So no, I don't believe so. I think it's a cleanse. So it's not depression.
But traffic is slowing down a little bit up in Michigan, right?
It is, but I'll tell you, the crazy thing is traffic is slowing down, but the purchases are nice. The investments that customers are making, the average ticket item is big. I review a lot of the measures that come back from our measure source before my salespeople put quotes together and talk about their customers, what their investment is going to be, and they're full houses. So not just full houses of carpet or full main floors of hard surface, they're combinations of the two. So they're in $10,000 to $20,000 investments and purchases, so it's kind of making up for the slow traffic coming in.
All right, so you're getting a little bit less traffic in the store, but you're still getting some big orders.
We are, and then commercial business has just sprouted up, saving us a little bit.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what the main topic is here. It's called Retail 2.0, and it's a major shift. What did they call that they rolled out 21 years ago?
Selectifloor.
Yeah, okay. So this is to replace Selectifloor, which was, 21 years ago they rolled it out. It lasted a long time. But, this is really different. This is mixing digital with merchandising. It's going to reduce the number of SKUs and make it almost like an Apple store, don't you think?
Well, I think the presentation is going to be that way, but when you go into an Apple store, there's so many things, right? They may be smaller, but there's a ton of them on all those big tables. Yeah. I think the premise is we are frustrated as a consumer. There is so much to select from, so many things on Amazon, so many things on the website, so many things on social media that it gets mind-boggling. And we have enough frustrations to deal with this so-called recession or political, concerns, that you need to make the consumer's life much easier to shop, have a wonderful experience. Sometimes even when we're busy, they can shop on their own with this new Retail 2.0 program. It's very clean, it's very streamlined, it's absolutely stunning. I've been waiting for about a month for my hard surface portion to come in, so I've been notified that within the next 2 weeks I'm going to be a Retail 2.0 store. So I'm excited about that. So I used to tell the marketing team, one thing that I used to love is when you would get the Target flyer that came in the mail, and then you go onto the Target website, and then when you walk into a Target, it's all the same. It is a consistent message. And that's what Retail 2.0 is going to be, because more people are going to their cell phones or to their iPads or onto their desktops, and they're researching us before they come into the store. So if they're seeing our store on that device and then they walk into our store, their comfort level is so much better. And it's not so frightening to come into a flooring store because they kind of already know what to expect.
So you're going to buy in, it's an investment, but you don't have any qualms about it, no reservations. You're going to jump in with both feet, right?
I always jump in with both feet. No, and I know that there are some concerns with maybe some of the smaller stores or stores that are contemplating succession planning or selling, or they just became a store and now they're going to have to, do something, and they just made this investment. It's an investment. That's the word. That if you can't make money if you don't spend money. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you don't believe in being a Carpet One store. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
To be a Carpet One store, this is who we are. I think it's going to be a game changer. Just Selectifloor was a game changer 22 years ago. That was a frightening amount of money 22 years ago, $15,000 22 years ago. And I remember my mother going, oh, they're crazy. The economy has changed. The investment is a little bit more, but it's an investment.
All right, so they've piloted this, so we've got some feedback already.
Yeah.
They say that it basically pays for itself in 3 or 4 months, right?
3.5 months.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if that happens.
All right, let's track that. But they also say that the RSA, it's like you move my cheese. I had my go-to products. I knew where they were. Now this whole showroom's going to be different.
There's no pushback with my team because I've been talking to them about it. You know, and it's something new. Like we started Drive in March of this year. Drive is a CRM tool that Carpet One has. And, you know, anything that's change is a little kind of discerning, but change is good. It makes you grow. It makes you better. It cultivates a lot more, conversation. So I know that we're going to have a little bit of, why did you do this? But in the end, I think it's going to be great.
Now let's talk about one thing for sure.
Yeah.
You know that there are suppliers out there that make great product.
Okay.
And this system kind of separates the manufacturer's identity from the display. So how are you going to know, whether that's a Shaw product or a Mohawk product or an Engineered Floors product? How will you know that? Do you know?
How will we know as a retailer? If you're not a smart retailer, like let's take Shaw for instance, you're going to have a soft back, right, on a Shaw product. You're going to have the blue back on a Shaw product. You know the weave of the backing on a Mohawk product.
Right.
You know the weave of the backing of an engineered product. Smart retailers know what the products are. And right now, like we have Tigressa, we know that that's Shaw, but the consumer doesn't know. Well, don't say that. It makes me sad. I have a big Tigressa department.
So what's the private label brand is, right?
Room by Room.
Room by Room.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're getting rid of all those other sub-brands. The private label.
They are eventually. We're told that we're able to keep Passages and the Lee's brand for a little while.
Okay. Well,
But you know what? The consumer does not know our brands.
Yeah.
We know
I
our
know
brands,
it.
so it just makes sense.
It does. All right, so you're jumping in, and I'm going to come up and see when you've got it set, okay?
Okay, and then we'll have to start the date, and I'll let you know in 3.5 months if it's paid for.
Okay, sounds good. Kathy, thanks so much for spending time with us. I know you got to go back and buy some product. Again, we're talking to Cathy Buchanan, independent Carpet One Floor and Home in Michigan, and you've been listening to Kempar and FloorDaily.net.